Greetings. I'm going to keep this brief. I just wanted to document a few examples of a pattern of manipulation which is employed by the intellectually frustrated. You see, certain folks within the diverse Israelite spectrum, and also outside of that spectrum, so this is not limited to Israelites, but in this one I'm just going to focus on a couple of people that I've interacted with before. And certain people within that spectrum, not all, but some, take a disagreement with them, even a disagreement on a relatively minor or non-essential issue, and then they try to depict it as an attack on the entire Israelite spectrum, right? And this tactic is usually employed when an individual is unable to deal with the relevant objection, and that's why I referred to these people as intellectually frustrated. And so they try to convince their audience that the person who raised that objection is their enemy, the audience's enemy, and that the person who raised that objection is attacking them, attacking the audience, attacking the supporters of this one person who put forth that argument. So let's jump right into a few examples, in the interest of brevity. First, I want to show a clip from a Ministries video from last August. The twins were upset that certain Israelites had agreed with criticisms which were leveled at Ministries in a discussion between Vocab and myself. And the twins didn't offer any meaningful responses to those criticisms. Rather, they referred to those who agreed with those criticisms as quote-unquote raccoons, if you'll pardon the language. That's the language they used. And they told their audience that such folks were their enemy, the enemy of the audience, right? So listen to this closely and fair use.
And I'm going to tell you this, I ain't want to start no trouble. But see those raccoons who be over there, them raccoon Israelites, y'all need to cut them off, or at the very least do some serious prayer for them, because they're not your friend. They're your enemies. They're contrary to the truth. They're contrary to the gospel. They're contrary to the word of Yah. They act like they're Israelites, but they want to be accepted by man. They'll be your friend today and your enemy tomorrow. Go ahead, Mr. T.
Yeah, they placate to one side and don't defend the other side when they have information that they know they could share. They don't share it, right? I mean, what do you call it, a Judas? If you're not going to be balanced.
Okay, having seen that, I now want to show another example from just this past Friday, and this is actually what inspired this short video. So the background to this next clip is the twins being upset at objections which have been raised by in a number of videos and posts on the Mr. Blacktastic channel, as well as, being upset with those who agree with those objections. And once again, the twins can't meaningfully engage the actual arguments. They don't make any real attempt to engage those arguments. So instead, they try to convince their audience that the people who disagree with the twins are their enemy, are the enemy of the audience, the enemy of perhaps the entire Israelite spectrum. So here's a quick clip, and again, fair use.
But they are our greatest enemy. Why are they our greatest enemy? The reason why they are our greatest enemy is because, one, they act like they're on your side. Two, they're in your circle. Three, they're presenting teachings contrary to everybody else. Now, I'm not.
Okay, and we're nearing the end of this very brief video, but another example which stands out for me is from the week in which the cats controversy first broke. So we're talking late December of 2020. You see, because the host of Berean TV was saying that he was convinced that the cats' emails were forgeries, Ministries started encouraging people to cut ties with Berean. And amazingly, Will Brown himself shared the twins' post, and in his caption on that share, he declared, quote, "We all must stand together as a nation," end quote. Now think about the implications of that. One man was caught peddling forged emails. At most, you can make a case for maybe two, but one man was caught peddling forged emails, and that man himself was then declaring that the entire Israelite spectrum needed to come together to stand with him and defend him, right? It should be obvious that he was trying to repackage the criticism of his actions as an attack on the entire Israelite spectrum. So I just wanted to show those examples and ask you to be wary or be aware of this pattern, right? If someone puts out an argument and then receives objections to that argument, pay attention to whether they actually engage those objections. If they sidestep the objections and instead try to tell you that the objections to their argument is actually an attack on you, take a moment to ask yourself if they might be trying to emotionally manipulate you. You see, this tactic of telling you that rebuttals to their arguments are actually attacks on you, this tactic is designed to work you up emotionally, to get you away from dispassionately and critically examining the arguments themselves on their own merits. Food for thought. And with that, I'll close the short video here. Like I said, I just wanted to document a few examples of this pattern. Feel free to share your thoughts, and God bless.
So the attack is not really on me and Maury Brown and others. The attack is on you. It's on you to try to prevent you, to cause you to say, you know what, I'm not going to associate with that stuff. You know what, I see all the confusion, and the confusion is not by way of me or Maury Brown and others. The confusion is what they stirred up, and now they're trying to get you to keep you from saying, you know what, let me see more about the church in Savannah. But the key is, the attack is not really about me. It's about you. The attack is not about Maury Brown. It's about you.